Hello, friend. Oh my gosh. I actually kind of love these guys because they're so derpy. They're called Suchuses? Ow. Took a bite out of me because he's a jerk. Don't worry. They take only one bite and then they run. Yeah, they're really kind of cute, actually. I kind of like them. What is up, my Squirtleites? It is I, your king, welcoming you back to more Subnautica Below Zero. In the last episode, we got all we pretty much needed to from the Delta Station dock area. Went back to our base, crafted a few things, and now we're currently working on grabbing all we can to make ourselves a Seatruck. And right now, I am in the market for silver and gold, so I'm going to be grabbing as much of that as I can. In the area around here, but we're going to be doing a little bit of exploring in this episode as well. So that's actually all the gold we needed for our advanced wiring kit, which is great, but we still need to get some more stuff to make a power cell, which I can't actually remember what exactly. Is it 2 batteries, I think, is what we need? Let's see, 2 batteries and some silicone rubber, which, I mean, that's very doable. Very, very doable. So I'm going to grab, actually, kind of just focus more on silver now that I have the gold that I need. We'll get more reliable gold sources in the near future, don't worry. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to head up, and we are going to actually, I only wanted to spend a little bit of time around here while I grab a few things. Mostly because I know these guys are going to give me a whole lot of trouble. But I wanted to also explore the very deepest part of the deep, twisty bridges. But I have to do so incredibly carefully with the amount of oxygen that I have. It's going to actually be very difficult trying to navigate down there. And I'm going to have to be very careful as to how and when I use my oxygen plants and the like. So we'll make sure that we do that. But I'm just going to grab a few more silver ore on the way, because I'm not super interested in the titanium. It's actually a oxygen plant down this way, which is great. And is that more alien tech? It sure frickin' looks like it. Wow, that is way too easy to find. Are you kidding me?
What you found is more than just an artifact. It will help me follow the traces my people left on this planet.
I'm glad I could help.
I know you would still prefer me to have a corporeal form of my own.
Well, yes.
If you continue searching, I may regain some of my connection to the network, piece by piece.
Okay, that was totally not something I was expecting to run into down here, but we did find it anyway. All right, I'm going to talk about another problem I have with this game. It's way too easy to do stuff like that right there. So that was an artifact that we were not supposed to find until a little bit later. I'm going to be completely honest here. When I was playing this game on my own, most of my progress happened entirely by accident. I almost never once sought it out. A big issue with this game and its map size is the fact that it's really easy to find things. It's not super big. It's not super deep. And you do... depth was a part and was intrinsic to the progression system of the first Subnautica. You had to actively work to be able to go deeper at all times, and in being able to go deeper, you discovered more. They were very good at scaling your progression with both in terms of the story and what you needed to figure out with your actual progression. You're very good about that in the first game. In this game, they weren't so great about it. They completely discarded that notion, and I think they did it just for the sake of being different. They were like, okay, well, we need to be able to do this differently from the first game and not have people interact with the world the same way that they did the first time. So how about this? We'll do a wider map. We'll have them explore things in more maze-like environments as opposed to the first game where it was just about depth. It was all about just finding ways to go down further. And the problem is a lot of what made the first Subnautica so exceptional was the fact that it was just about depth. It was just about going deeper. And, yeah, they kind of missed the boat on that one a little bit. All right, so this area here, we got to be really careful down here. There are some nasty, nasty critters down here known as squid sharks. But there's some cool stuff. I can be super careful. There they are right there. I can see them. Oh, you can see their little tentacles as they move around. Is it coming after me? I'm going to go down, 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 down. Really carefully. Just make sure none of them are spotting me as I go. They are not super fast, but they are very scary. Now, down here, there are actually some cool stuff that I can get, including this right here, a storage module fragment. I'm going to want to make sure I grab as many of these as I can. I also want to get gel sacks. They are very important. But we're just going to be very careful. If we have to, we just go straight up, and we will go straight up very fast if need be. There is another oxygen plant here. I'll grab that in a second. Make sure I max out. We can also get some diamonds down here, which we have not been able to get up to this point, so that's pretty cool. But it's not the main reason I came down here, although there's tons of diamonds down here. My goodness. Not the main reason I came down here. I mostly want the storage modules, so I'm going to head back up. And I'm going to be super careful as I do. So you can see this oxygen plant actually came back in the process. And luckily, my oxygen is draining so slowly because of the rebreather, I don't really have to worry about too much. Although, I've only got my Sea Glide for so much longer. Okay. Let's do this. Grab that battery. Now, these squid sharks, they're not... I mean, I think they're actually one of the scariest enemies in the game, which is funny because they're only a medium enemy. They're not one of the biggest, strongest enemies. They just do a lot of freaking damage. So that is the only reason I'm actually like legitimately nervous in this area. It's because they can actually mess you up pretty bad if you're not careful. Okay, we have enough for the storage module, which is the main reason I came down here. Grab that. All right. So I get a little bit more oxygen. I think there's another module down here somewhere. I just got to be super careful. Moving around. Oh, it's those noises, man. They are loud. Yeah, these are probably one of the only creatures in the game that legitimately give me the creeps. And there are a couple areas where you're going to run into a lot of them. And I would say there's two. There's two creatures in this game that genuinely, like, get me nervous, and this is one of them. We're already encountering it, which is a little bit scary. Because they mess you up so good if they actually get you. But so far, I think we're fine. Although I am getting into a little bit of an eerie situation with my oxygen, so I'm actually going to go up. Okay, there we go. We'll take that. Alright, we're fine. Is there more around here? There probably is. Alright, I'm going to start to go down a little bit. There's more oxygen plants over here, which is good. As I try to stay away from that guy. Oh, here's another one here. Perfect. Okay. And remember, these only take about a minute to come back, which is not so bad. You aren't going to outpace... Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Get off of me. Get off. Ah! I'm trying to hit it. Gosh dang it. Crap, I forgot about those things. Those are down here too. Those are obnoxious. Yeah, those will latch onto you and do a lot of damage very, very quickly. Okay. I don't really see any other modules down here that I can scan. So I might be out of luck for what I was going after here. Another oxygen plant there if I need it. Alright. Yeah, this is why you bring a knife. Okay, yeah, I think we found all we could find down here. I thought there was another type of module I could scan, but it doesn't look like it. Okay, well, I'm going to go back this way. I'm going to grab this just to kind of top me off as I make my way to the surface. So let's go. That was the main reason I made my way down here. And luckily we didn't have any actual run-ins with the squid sharks, which is good. I don't remember the names of the sharks up above. They do have shark in their name. That's all I know, but I can't remember exactly what it is. So there's one more thing I want to see if I can find here in the Twisty Bridges area, and actually I'm all full, which is not going to help me in this situation, but I'm going to see if I can find one more trace of like something like this. This is where we found the rebreather. I think there's another one of these platforms somewhere though, and I would like to see if I can find that. So let's have a look around on whatever battery I have left in this thing. I don't want to go in there though. That's where we got Alan at. Let's go up this way. I've only got so much in the way of Oxygen here. So there's another area also if you are ever struggling. Oh, what's up, dude? You were sleeping vertically, which was very silly. But there is another area that I actually haven't yet demonstrated that is also incredibly rich in scannables. And we'll get in there probably in the next episode. It's actually very close to where the life pod is. Probably somewhere I should have gone before, if I'm being honest. But I am trying to kind of hurry along the early stages of progression, because I do remember in my initial playthrough, this whole part took me quite a while to actually get through, because it is a little bit confusing knowing exactly what you're supposed to be doing most of the time, especially if you're not actually used to the Subnautica formula. So not really seeing what I was looking for around here, though, so I think I'm just going to kind of pass on from that. And, yeah, okay, I guess we'll just move on. It doesn't look like I'm going to be able to find it. Oop, I almost got bit there. That would have been very obnoxious. All right, let's start heading back towards the life pod over that way. I'm sure there's more of the biome I could explore. I know there's more of the biome I could explore. The Deep Twisty Bridges is a huge area, but for right now, I think I'm more or less good, especially since my inventory is completely full at the moment. So I'm going to try to go back and work on finishing off all of the components necessary to make the Seatruck, and that's going to be really nice to have. Not that I'm going to instantly jump into the Seatruck and use it. Like, I'll demonstrate it, but we're not going to actually, like, take it anywhere just yet. So let's get inside. And I actually do need to get myself some water here in the near future, so oops.
How do your people communicate if you are not networked?
What do you mean? We just talk to each other.
Do you not find that primitive? We exist as data. We are all aware of each other's thoughts and needs. Scientific endeavors are accomplished much more smoothly this way.
There's more to life than research, Alan. I can't lie. Work would go faster if I could read my colleagues' minds, but thoughts are private, and people have their own inner lives. People change and need space to think.
Space helps you think. I find that being separated from my network is very quiet.
What do you mean by quiet?
Imagine 1,000 strings, each playing its own range of notes, none louder than the others. Each one builds harmony, a continuous thrum in the background of existence. I am now a lone string in search of familiar harmonies.
I'll help you find them.
Okay, so we got pretty much all I wanted to get out of that. I'm going to put all of those away for future use. Again, we're getting pretty darn low on our inventory, but don't worry, we're going to remedy this situation here pretty soon. All right, so we should be able to, I think we should be able to make our Seatruck now. Am I missing anything? Oh, I'm missing the titanium ingot and the glass. Okay, that makes sense. Let me go get those two. I'm going to also want to make that storage module at some point, which I should be able to get. I know I put the titanium ingot away. Did I not? I thought I did. Oh, I did. Yeah, there it is. And then the glass. Oh, I don't have enough quartz. Okay, I'm going to have to go grab one more piece of quartz somewhere. Let's do that really quickly with what battery we have left on this thing. Quartz is not usually too hard to find, but if you're ever in the need, in the market for it, go a little bit closer to the icebergs. That's where you're usually going to find some. That's the best place for quartz and salt. So let's now head on in here. And I'll figure out my water situation in a second here. I'm not too worried. I need to make the glass. That's right. Let's do that. We have to make that enameled glass at some point, too, so we can make the depth modules for our Seatruck. Because the Seatruck is a bit of an interesting device, and I can't wait to actually talk about it once we actually get it built. So let me see really quickly. What do I need for this? Play steel ingot, a wiring kit, and more lead. Let's build it! Oh, you're not going to tell me anything about it, PDA. I was very used to those little explanations that I got when I first built a vehicle in the first game, but no, not this time. So you might look at that and go, that looks a little bit weird. Interesting. We were barely able to build that through there. It looks like the front of a cab, but with nothing attached to it. Let's get inside. So the Seatruck is essentially the sea moth from the first game, except it's so much more than that. In Subnautica Below Zero, they decided to streamline things a little bit. I said before that this game does not go nearly as deep as the first Subnautica, and that is true. Now, there's a very good reason for that. The biggest reason for that is, well, they didn't want to give you a Cyclops. Instead, they gave you this thing. There is no Cyclops in Below Zero. There is a prawn suit. We'll get to that a little bit later, but there's no Cyclops. Now, because of that, they have decided to basically let the Seatruck fill both the sea moth and the Cyclops' purpose. The intended meaning, obviously, was that while the Seatruck is just like this, it's basically a sea moth. You can go really fast with it. You can maneuver around. It's not as fast as the sea moth, but it still has a bit of maneuverability to it. However, as you add more modules to it, more rooms, more compartments to it over time, then it will begin to slow down, but it becomes a lot more hefty, a lot more weighty, a lot stronger, and it also is able to do a whole lot more. And that was kind of the intention. We'll talk about the good and the bad about the Seatruck more in future, but that is going to be our main method of transportation for most of the game. All right, I'm going to switch out my battery here really quickly, and I'm actually going to switch out this battery as well, and I'm actually going to switch out all of them. Wait, no, I didn't mean to do that. I wanted to switch it to this one. There we go. I'm actually going to use both of my bad batteries to create another power cell, just so I can get that out of the way. And I actually do want to work on crafting the storage module, which I will. I'll actually make another wiring kit there. We can make a couple of those with the silver. It's pretty much the main use for the silver anyway. So let's put some of that away. We'll keep the power cell on us just in case. And then I think I'll take a couple of the copper and then some of the plants to make myself some more batteries, just as a bit of a backup for my tools, like my scanner and my Sea Glide and all of that good stuff. Okay, so I'm going to put all of those away, and I guess I'll take the titanium out and make one more titanium ingot, because I'm actually going to need that. The playsteel ingot, I need lithium, which I do not have access to just yet, but we'll be getting that relatively soon, don't you worry. So let's put that back. And now let's go solve our food and water situation really quickly. And I'm going to do this in the most simple way possible. I am just going to go over here, and I'm going to go get myself some more of those frost anemones, because those things are a lifesaver and very, very nice to have. I am going the exact wrong freaking way. My goodness. So next episode, I do want to say right now, next episode, my plan is we are going to now then explore a little bit around the kelp forest area, because in the kelp forest area, there is actually some caves down there where we can get a whole bunch of interesting goodies. And I'm going to definitely want to get those, because it's a good demonstration of how you can easily access certain things early on in the game. I'm so sorry, Bladderfish. I apologize. I did not mean to do that to you. I do have an extra power cell for a reason. So the frost anemones over here, and there are some critters out here that will try to take nips at us, but nothing too dangerous. There, in fact, it is right there. That's gonna try to give me a little bite. Okay, get away from me. Yeah, there's actually two nasty critters here that will try to. So those pinkish ones will try to actually bite you, but these little things, the one with the needle noses, they're also a bit obnoxious. So try to stay away from those if you can. They can't hurt you when you're in the Seatruck, though, so don't worry about them too much. All right, so I'm going to get a few bites out of those just to kind of fix that situation. And I'm going to start to make my way back, and I'm going to end this episode. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so very much for watching this episode of Subnautica Below Zero. I hope you all enjoyed it very, very much. In the next episode, like I said, we're going to explore the caves beneath the kelp forest, see what we can find down there, and who knows, maybe we'll find ourselves some goodies. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I will see you all then.